Once Muramasa is drawn out, it is impossible to sheath without seeing blood. You might have heard of this expression somewhere before. But in reality, this was a fiction story, and it was rather a warning to the samurai. Minasan konnichiwa, and welcome to Let's Ask Shogo. If you're a fan of katana or anime, you might have heard of the cursed katana before. Most of the time, this refers to the katana that was made by the swordsmith Muramasa, which actually exists in Japan even today. Since when and why were these katana thought to be cursed? Are they really cursed? So today, I will explain about the Muramasa katana and the history behind why they are called the cursed katana. Also, in the latter part of the video, I will talk about the 5 reasons that go against the idea that Muramasa katana are cursed. The 5 reasons will get more and more important, so I hope you can enjoy this video till the end. By watching this video, not only can you learn more about the history of Japan, but can deepen your understanding towards the culture of katana too. If there's anything else you'd like to learn more about katana or certain swordsmiths after watching this video, please let me know in the comment section below. In this channel, you can take a closer look at Japanese traditional culture, tips on traveling Kyoto, and social problems in Japan. So learners and lovers of Japanese language and culture, be sure to subscribe to enjoy more content. それでは本日も参りましょう。First of all, let's talk about what Muramasa katana are in the first place. While many people misunderstand this, the names of the katana are basically a name of the swordsmiths who made it. Which means Muramasa katana is not just one sword, but multiple katana that were made by generations of men who carried on the Muramasa name. Muramasa was the first swordsmith sect born in Ise province, which is Mie prefecture today. Since Ise is the place where Amaterasu, the sun goddess who is regarded as supreme deity in Kojiki, is enshrined, it has long been a peaceful place with no wars, samurai, or swordsmiths. However, in the Sengoku War period, even Ise was involved in battles, and there was a need for swordsmiths to make katana. How many generations Muramasa actually existed is a mystery, and some say 3, others say 7. This was because their katana began to be called cursed, so they changed their names, and no one knows what happened to them afterwards. In addition to the name Muramasa, Masashige, Masazane, and Fujimasa are also names of the represented swordsmiths of the Muramasa sect. The most distinctive figure of Muramasa blades is that short wakizashi and tanto were more commonly made than long tachi or uchikatana, and have the unique appearance on the stem called tanagobara. Then how did Muramasa come to be called cursed? The answer is because they were katana that brought misfortune to the Tokugawa family. The Tokugawa family is the family that ultimately won the Sengoku War era and also ruled the following Edo period for more than 250 years. For the founder of the Edo shogunate, Tokugawa Ieyasu, Muramasa was nothing but a sword that brought bad luck. 1. It was used when his grandfather, father, and wife were killed. 2. It was used by the helper when his son committed seppuku. 3. He himself was injured by it twice. Since the 17th century, Muramasa has been widely recognized as the cursed katana because of such description in a certain historical book. Eventually, the act of possessing a Muramasa came to have a negative meaning of rebellion against the Tokugawa family, and it was forbidden to get your hands on a Muramasa blade during the Edo period. Therefore, there were many who continued to own Muramasa by erasing their names or changing them. So now you've understood the general reasons why Muramasa katana are believed to be cursed. But the problem is, are they actually? Here, I would like to introduce a few theories that oppose this general idea. 1. Mikawa, the residence of the Tokugawa family, is close to Ise. 2. Muramasa has done no harm to the Tokugawa family. 3. Kabuki and ghost stories were popular in the Edo period. 4. The true meaning of can't be sheathed without sucking blood. 5. There has never been any real problems. 1. Mikawa, the residence of the Tokugawa family, is close to Ise. Although Tokugawa Ieyasu established his shogunate in Edo, he was originally from Mikawa, which is Mie Prefecture today. In other words, it is no surprise that many Muramasa katana were used in the area near the Tokugawa family. There is a high chance that the Tokugawa family just happened to be hurt by Muramasa by coincidence. In addition, Muramasa's katana have the highest level of quality and sharpness, so they were rather beloved weapons by the Mikawa samurai who lived through the turbulent Sengoku War period. Ieyasu himself left 2 Muramasa blades to his descendants. These 2 Muramasa can be seen at the Tokugawa Art Museum in Aichi Prefecture. 2. Muramasa has done no harm to the Tokugawa family. Next, there are some theories that say that Muramasa has not done any harm to the Tokugawa family in the first place. Of all the stories of bloodshed with the Tokugawa family, the only one with relatively reliable source is the story where Ieyasu's grandfather was killed by his own vassal. The other stories only appear in books with unknown authors, or books written more than 100 years after the death of the Tokugawas. Also, as I've explained earlier, Muramasa was believed to have brought bad luck to the Tokugawa family, so it was often possessed by rebels as a charm. 2 examples are Yui Shosetsu and Saigo Takamori, who both plotted to overthrow the shogunate, each in the 17th and 19th centuries. However, both of these men failed to achieve their goal. Yui Shosetsu failed because his plan was leaked beforehand, and Saigo Takamori failed because of the restoration of imperial rule, and the shogunate was disassembled before being destroyed. Thus, Oniya Muramasa had no effect on the Tokugawa family, and all this bringing bad luck was just a superstition. 3. Kabuki and ghost stories were popular during the Edo period. The rumor that Muramasa were cursed spread during the peaceful Edo period, when there were no wars for over 250 years. In this time period, stage arts like kabuki and ghost stories were popular entertainment among the common people. And the story of the cursed katana Muramasa was an attractive story to tell. For example, there's a story of a man who mass murdered women in the Yoshiwara Yugaku with his Muramasa, after being rejected by a woman he fell in love with. Another story of a man who used his Muramasa to cut himself and the woman he fell in love with after being rejected by a geisha is famous. So many sad and mad rejected men. Just as there are shark horror movies and doll horror movies today, the stories of Muramasa were exaggerated for entertainment. 4. The true meaning of can't be sheathed without sucking blood. Another story that was often told about Muramasa was that once Muramasa is drawn out, it is impossible to sheath without seeing blood. You might have heard of this expression somewhere before. But in reality, this was a fiction story, and it was rather a warning to the samurai. It was a lesson to teach that once a katana is drawn, you can't stop without seeing blood. In other words, if you draw your sword, you will be seeing someone else's blood on your hands. It was a saying to teach samurai to not draw their swords carelessly. 5. There has never been any real problems. Finally, in all the sword shops and swordsmiths I've talked with in my studies, Iaido training, and tourism business, not one person has ever mentioned that Muramasa is cursed. Many people would rather talk about how Muramasa are wonderfully made and are beautiful. Since ancient times, katana have been made as an offering to the gods, and even today, katana making is considered to be a ritualistic act. Many say that Japanese swords may contain positive spiritual power, but it's impossible for them to be possessed by evil spirits. With such a mindset, it is impossible to make a katana in the first place. Then lastly, today's conclusion. Muramasa were katana that were made by the Muramasa sect in Ise province from around the Sengoku War era. Muramasa katana were said to be cursed because they brought misfortune to Tokugawa Ieyasu, the founder of the Edo Tokugawa shogunate. 1. It was used when his grandfather, father, and wife were killed. 2. It was used by the helper when his son committed seppuku. 3. He himself was injured by it twice. However, there are many theories that oppose this common belief. 1. Mikawa, the residence of the Tokugawa family, is close to Ise. 2. Muramasa has done no harm to the Tokugawa family. 3. Kabuki and ghost stories were popular in the Edo period. 4. The true meaning of can't be sheathed without sucking blood. 5. There has never been any real problems. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If this video helped you to deepen your understanding towards the history and culture of katana, please hit the like button to help me boost this video to more people. And my goal is to achieve 1 million subscribers by January 2023. So your help would mean a lot. And please check out our sub-channel and membership through the link inside the description box. Thanks again, and I'll see you in my next video. 皆さんどうもありがとうございました。One interesting story I didn't include in today's main part of the video is that, as I think I said in the second reason why Muramasa are not cursed, I introduced the theory where they say the only reliable source of information about the Tokugawa family being injured or killed by the Muramasa was only about the grandfather of Tokugawa Ieyasu, right? Yep. But then there will be a question coming up to our minds thinking, well then, why did the Tokugawa family for 15 generations just let these what should I say, fiction stories, that are not real spread among the people, and not let them have Muramasa? Basically, like, how was this idea built? If the Tokugawa family knew that it's not real, it's about themselves, right? If they, for example, knew beforehand that it's not real, why did they just let everyone believe in it, right? There was a really interesting theory that says that I mentioned Tokugawa Ieyasu's son, when he committed seppuku, he was the helper that cut his neck off was using Muramasa, right? Yeah. Some theories say that Tokugawa Ieyasu actually he was the one who sentenced, or basically made his son commit seppuku because he was getting in his way. Yeah. There's different theories, by the way. Yeah. So by letting everyone believe that because it was a cursed katana fault and not himself, he wanted everyone to believe that it wasn't Tokugawa Ieyasu that killed his son, but it was this cursed katana that did. So I found a really interesting theory anyways that said that this was the reason why the Tokugawa family just let everyone believe the false history about Muramasa being haunted and cursed.